guys, Call of Duty 21 here, and today, with Season 5 coming out, and probably another AR coming out, for Season 4 and before that, I'm going to be going over, in my opinion, the best ARs and a few class setups for some of the best ones. So, today, we're going to do the ARs, and comment down below if you want to see any other classes. Right now, my best class, I'm running a Kilo 141 with a monolithic suppressor, Singard Arms 19.8 Prowler barrel, Commando foregrip, 60-round mags, and the VLK 3x optic. And an HDR, I'm using an HDR, kind of ND8, stuff like that. Monolithic suppressor, 26.9 HDR Pro, variable zoom scope, FTAC champion, and the 9-round mags, or I run any presence of mind, focus, something like that, perk. I sometimes run attack laser, but like with an HDR, I don't need it because I can just run a Kar 98 to be fast, but that's besides the point. That's not a part of this video. That's just my best class that I'm running right now, going into it. So, for the worst AR, in my opinion, I'm going to go with the FR556. So, the thing about this gun is when I started off this game, I thought this thing was crazy because I got the golden weapon, I got the blueprint of the Jiroba on it. So I thought this thing was crazy, and I used it for like a few days. And I started playing when the Grow was starting to get really good. So I just thought this thing was crazy, and I kept losing gunfights after gunfights. So I wouldn't give a class setup because I don't think you should be using this class at all, like even this gun at all, unless you're trying to be bad. So in my opinion, there's not really many good things you can put on this. So what I'm gonna do is, I don't have it maxed yet because I just used it so much. I'm gonna use the lightweight suppressor because I don't have it. I'm gonna say the sniper barrel, I guess. The ammunition's the 60 if you're playing other modes. If not, it's a 50. Like if you're playing trios or quads, I don't know why you'd be using this in trios or quads or anything, but I'd run a 60. In anything else below that, a 50, and if you're playing solos and you want to be fast, you can just run the 30 round, which is the basic one. Commando foregrip, I would say, stippled grip tape, or any optic. Depends if you like the sight for it. Okay, so I think the second worst AR in the game, in my opinion, is probably the AK. So I don't really use the AK that much, but the thing is its recoil is so bad, it's pretty hard to use. Some people really like the AK. I know my friend, he used to really like the AK. It got buffed, and now he just went to the Grow and other guns because he just figured out that this gun was, it was so many better other guns. So what I probably go is anything that makes the recoil better, to be honest. So 40-round mags, I would say if you're using anything, if you're gonna use this gun, I would say use the 75-round if you want to be slow. Like I'd use an SMG with it. So then recoil, stabilization, just literally anything that makes it recoil, and that's basically all you can do with it. I don't have this thing that high of a level, so also just anything recoil that makes it better. So in last place, or in we have, well, not last place, but we have the next one is the AR. All ARs are pretty good. So it's tough for me because I really like the CR56 AMAX, but I think I'm going to say the Scar. And the Scar just got buffed a little bit. But the thing is it's it's really powerful, like the Odin and the FAL and stuff. But its size of ammo is so slow for it not being a burst weapon. Because the thing about the FAL is it's a burst weapon, so it doesn't shred through all the ammo. And also you can run a 30 round. This thing only runs a 25, I believe. And it's not a burst. So it's going to shoot like a normal gun, but it has no ammo. So I would run any optic. Usually I say run any optic just because it's personal preference. I love the VLK optic and the GI Mini Reflex. Those are the two that I normally use. So for me, I would just use the Commando when I unlock it. Literally, I don't have this thing any levels just because I don't really like it that much. So the FN Scar, its last place is the FR556. Then we got the AK. Then we got the Scar. Next up, it's kind of tough because all the ARs are pretty good right now. I don't want to say the Odin because I know a lot of people like the Odin and it would trigger a few people, but I also know that people would get triggered by the Ram. So what I'm going to go with is the Odin, I guess, because it is a very good gun. It's just, it's not a burst. It's like a burst to another gun, but there's always better guns that you can use. You can always use this gun, but there's always better guns. That's what I'm trying to say. So for me, I wouldn't really run any, like I don't have this thing at high level either because I don't really use it. But when we get up to the better ones, I have like 2 or 3 of them max or something like that. So 5.56, then we got the AK, then the Scar, then the Odin. So next up, I'm gonna go the Ram. So I want to unlock the Ram a little bit higher, but the thing is it's just hard to like. There's other guns it's just the better guns are better. So usually the best attachment is usually the last one, the monolithic suppressor. Sometimes the biggest barrel, sometimes the medium barrel. Normally, any optic that you like. I'm just saying for normal guns. I would probably just put on the bigger magazine size every time. Commando foregrip for most guns. Merc foregrip for SMGs if you're going to hip fire. And for some guns, sight of hand is really good. So, yet again, the Ram is a good gun. And anything up to now is kind of just your preference. But I have an idea about what it is. So, I have for the M4, it's not in this spot. But I don't have it at high level, but I just know how good the M4 is, so I don't want to put that there. So, this is my opinion, so it's not this, it's not just I'm saying this, but I have to say the FAL, because I know everybody's going to get triggered by that, because a lot of people like the FAL, but every time I use it, I can't do anything with it, and I'd rather run like a 60-round mag, or a 45-round mag, MP5, or a MP7 or something, instead of a burst weapon that does a little bit more damage, but I can't control it that well. So for the FAL, I have it a pretty high level, so I'm going to go Commando foregrip, XRX marksman barrel, and also you can watch, for if you wanted to do an AK build, there's people that have the max AK that have multiplayer and stuff, and they can do that real easy and real quick. So you can go watch their gameplay not gameplay, you can also watch their gameplay too, but I'm saying they're class set up for it. So I would run either one of these magazines if you want, stippled grip tape just for the faster ADS speed, because you want to play this thing as an SMG. You got to think about it like that. Burst, the thing about the burst is it does shoot 3 bullets at a time, but what it feels like is when you're trying to shoot, it doesn't let you shoot until all 3 bullets are gone, which is weird. It's like a delay in shooting. So if you want to make an SMG, you can run no stock. It is worse recoil, but still it'll make it a lot faster of a weapon. And then optic, I run the VLK optic just because this is my optic that I like. So this would probably be my setup for it right here, or any other one of these. So that's my spot for the FAL. Next up, I'm gonna go with the CR56. As much as I love this gun, it has to it did get nerfed not too long ago, which is pretty sad. So I would run the monolithic suppressor. So starting now, I can give all class setups except for the M4, I believe. So the monolithic suppressor is the best suppressor or muzzle, for almost every weapon. Zodiac barrel for better everything. Not the no stock attachments, no stock at all. I run stippled grip tape, or you can run a tac laser. It's up to you. And the 45-round mag. That's the thing that makes this gun bad, is because its magazine size is so low. If it was like a 60, like a Grau, it'd be a lot better. It also has one of the fastest time to kill for an AR, which is very good. But yeah, that's what I would run for the CR56 AMAX. So next up, it's my opinion again. I don't really like this gun, even though it's a low level. It's the M4. So the M4, you can always watch other gameplays. Some people still use the M4 to this day. I do not. I don't really like it that much, and also it would take me a lot of time to unlock it. But we did just get this new thing in the store. It is where is it? Here it is. It's only 500 COD points. So even if you have the battle pass, you might, if you wouldn't have gotten multiple battle passes and you like the M4, this is a really good one. If you don't have it at a high level, I've seen gameplays and stuff for it. It's very good. The Predator barrel. If you take off the optic, it gives it its own iron sight, so it's like a bigger normal sight for the M4. I really like that. So the M4 is right there. I can't really give this one. Everybody makes gameplays on the M4 and stuff. Just so many just came out. I don't really have one for it. I would run Commando, probably monolithic suppressor, the 60-round, 50-round mag or something, stippled grip tape maybe, and then a stock or a ADS or something. I don't know. Or not an ADS, a optic. So from there, I don't really know. Next up, it's, what are we at? Okay, we're at right there here. So next up, I use this gun a lot still, and I'm so close to getting it maxed. I gotta go to the Growl. So the Growl is a very good gun. I only need to get it to like level 58 or something for it to have the best stuff possible. But the monolith suppressor on almost every AR, actually every AR I would say is the best. Then it's up to you, whatever barrel you like. But the Archangel is that little needle one, just right down the middle. It kind of does the same thing as the level 57 one, but I just like the Archangel barrel. I'm starting to run the tack laser on it. I only run the 50 round mag just because 60 does it does bring down your ADS speed just a tad. So I just run that. Commando foregrip is what I run. And then I run the 50 round, and then I'm running, I've been running compensator just because I don't have that thing. But when I get the monolith suppressor, then I'll use the monolith suppressor. So use the monolith suppressor. This is what I've been using. And also, if you don't have this, I would run a sound suppression one. Probably the ADS speed one, just because damage range is completely up to you. You can try to choose which one, but I don't really need that much damage range for the Growl. So now we're up to the top two. So we're up with the M13 and the Kilo. So as you saw at the beginning of the video, I used the Kilo for my first as my number one weapon, my AR. So the thing about the M13 that I didn't really like is it's good for a few things. So in my class setup, I run the monolith suppressor, Tempest marksman, no underbarrel, 60 round mags, also these 30 blackout. It does more damage, stuff like that, but it only goes 30 rounds, which is the basic for it. So I run the 60 just because it feels better. I run the GI Mini Reflex at the beginning, and I changed to the VLK, just the VLK is better, and I run tack laser. So the thing about this is it's really good, but it's just not boring to use, but it's just over and over and over the same kind of thing. So I don't really use it that much. So the next one is the Kilo 141, obviously. So we're going to go monolith suppressor, the Singard Arms 19.8 Prowler barrel. So the thing about the Kilo is don't be surprised if it's the next weapon or the A94 is going to be really good. There's all these weapons are really good. A couple buffs might happen at Season 5, but expect the Kilo to be one of the best weapons in the game at the start of Season 5. So I run the VLK optic, the 60 round. I never run the 100 round. It makes it 100 times slower, it seems like. 50, it's always better to have the extra 10. It doesn't do much. And Commando foregrip. That is my number one class setup for all the ARs. Comment down below if you want to see other classes for ARs. Also, I run EOD or double time. And just so cold-blooded, I still used to use. I don't use it anymore just because there's really no point in it because a lot of people stopped using thermal, overkill, and amped. So these are the ones that I use. It's completely up to you what you use there, but I would use those. And also C4 is what I always use, or a frag grenade. I just like frag grenades for fun. Also, tip that I'd start to use is I still use a heartbeat sensor because I mostly play solos and stuff. But if you're playing trios / quads and your whole team has a heartbeat sensor and you always stay together most of the time, you could start running a stun grenade because what it does is you throw it in there and then, but like first off they could heartbeat. If you're in a house or something, then you throw your stun grenade, then you got your whole team after them. Only if you stay together though. If you're playing solos, duos, or anything like that, or you split apart even by like 50 meters, don't run this, I don't think. So yeah, that's it for my best AR video. So in last place we had the FR556, then we had the AK, the Scar, we had the Scar, then the Odin, then we had the FAL, the M4, the Ram, the CR56 AMAX, the Growl, and then the M13 and the Kilo. All these weapons from the top 4 to 5 are viable, as well as the FAL. I just don't enjoy the FAL as much as some other guns. So any AR, usually it's kind of up to you. ARs are always fun to use. They're kind of like the best weapons. They're best kind of gun, the best type of weapon. So comment down below if you want to see like the SMGs, shotguns, LMGs, marksman rifles, sniper rifles, or not really melee because that's just that thing. Or if you want to see secondaries, so like if you wanted to see handguns or launchers or a melee, or bring them together in like an SMG video or a sniper rifle video to make it a little bit longer. So comment down below if you want to see anything like that. And it's been called 2K21 here.